I wanted to switch gears a little bit. I know with even with how busy you are, you still make time to comb through a lot of the research, the new neuroscience research. And I wanted to just hear if there's anything recently that you've been particularly intrigued by, any recent findings that have particularly caught your eye.
Um, I circled back to the event-related potentials. About a year and a half ago, I want to say about that. Um, I started really getting into computational neuroscience and looking at machine learning. And the people down at UC San Diego, the Swartz Center for Computational Neuroscience, have developed a little program called EEG Lab. And EEG Lab was originally designed for ERP research, which allows you to time lock an event and look at the positive and negative potentials that are created as a result of this time locked event. And the science now is really sophisticated. It's galaxies away from where it was when I first started. But you can create these events in the brain, and then you can spatially locate them in a three-dimensional space. And when you find them, then you can look at the temporal resolution of these sources. So you can look at the frequency bands. And then you can look at the flow of energy and the connectivity between these sources. And so, for instance, if you have a visual stimulus and it travels, through your eyes to the thalamus and it makes it to the visual cortex, we know how long that's going to take. It's roughly 100 milliseconds. From there, it's going to be projected out to the precuneus and the visual association areas, and then if it's going to also be sent to auditory areas, it's going to be sent to the motor strip, and then finally all of that's going to get sent to the to the frontal lobe. And you can see how the system's actually going to light up and fire off. Now, over the last 30 years, there's been a huge amount of research that's been done in this area, primarily research level, and some clinical. But I'm really interested in applying it to clinical problems like ADHD and depression and traumatic brain injury. And that's what we've been doing for the last year and a half. And now I have a pretty stout assessment system that can look at these latencies and reaction times, gives you an idea of where the system is running at the speeds it's supposed to, and then where it's not. So it's really cool, because when you find where it's not running correctly, then you can use these neurostimulation methods that we've been developing to help the brain to fire appropriately and pick up the space, or so it can go faster. So
And
that translates to better functioning, basically.
Wasting my time.
You just can't help yourself, can you?